When asked about not having any friends, a man who was cool said that friendship was like a gem. Elusive and precious, he said friendships are rare, valuable, and often surrounded by imitations. After a few errors in judgment, you begin to believe that all friendships are mere illusions, just fakes building on this sentiment. Another individual observed true friends are treasures to be held dear, yet at them that we find a friend in life whom we can truly hold in such high regard. But what does it mean when you find yourself often alone navigating a world that seems to overflow with connections? Does a lack of friends indicate something deeper, something inherent in who you are today? We'll dive into this delicate topic, exploring the nuanced world of friendships or the lack thereof. We'll look at the complexities of modern social dynamics and how they influence our relationships. Remember, not having a sea of friends doesn't reflect your worth. Sometimes it's about finding that one true gem. Stay with us as we dive into understanding why some struggle to find these connections, examine the reasons, and above all, uncover the practical measures that can be implemented to establish a genuine connection. Lack of confidence or being shy. You can shape your social worlds by making lasting relationships, just like a sculptor carves away at stone to reveal a masterpiece. Therefore, maintain focus and let's embark on this journey together, guided by stoicism, with open minds and hearts, prepared to learn, grow, and overcome shyness or introversion. Despite our innate social nature, many individuals find the complexity of social interactions to be akin to a puzzle with missing pieces. People often see shyness or introversion as a problem on this trip. But what if we saw these traits not as problems, but as unique ways to see the world? This is what Stoic wisdom is all about, turning what we think are our weaknesses into strengths. The first step is to accept who you are. Remember Marcus Aurelius's words, "Through time, accept the things that fate binds you." Being shy isn't a flaw. Realizing that your journey is different, not less, is what gives you power. When you accept yourself, you break free from the chains of what-ifs and should-bes. This understanding of yourself is your shield against the crazy world of social interactions. It keeps your quiet confidence strong. Now let's talk about the present. You're at a party and feeling that old shyness pull at your heart. Stoicism flourishes when it advises focusing on what you can change. You have power over what you do and say. 2. Trust issues. Do not base your kindness on what other people think or what will happen in the end. When you speak, show that your focus has changed, not impress. Transforming your fear of judgment into the truth of your words transforms conversations from a battlefield into a platform for genuine connections. Additionally, remember that friendship is not a goal to achieve, but rather a nurturing relationship. As Seneca did, stop focusing on immediate results and see each interaction as a step on your path, not a test of your worth. Being yourself opens doors to relationships that fit you. Remember that from a Stoic point of view, every person you meet is a chance to learn, grow, and reflect, not just another friend to add to your list. Consider shyness and introversion from a Stoic perspective. Transform these shadows into sources of strength, not eliminating these traits but understanding and using them to navigate complicated relationships. Navigating the maze of friendships. Tackling 2 trust issues. Trust problems a lot. Balancing your own ideals with the unpredictable plans of others can be a challenging task. Building trust requires a meticulous approach, piece by piece. Discover your triggers and your fears. Being clear on who you are is like having a guide in the middle of a relationship. It lets you know when to let someone in and when to keep the door shut. Remember how a tree stands strong because it knows its roots? Well, you should do the same. Know your roots, people. I know this about myself. 3. Due to a lack of social opportunities, you find yourself mired in the constantly shifting tides of human connections. Know that some people like it when the seasons change. Someone might seem trustworthy one day and not the next. Not to build walls around your heart, but to realize that change is the only constant. Keep your emotions in check. Breaking trust doesn't spell disaster. Rather, it presents an opportunity for growth and development. Being realistic and realizing that perfection is a myth, especially when it comes to human behavior, is what you need to do. Be like water, adaptable, flowing, but always true to your nature. Open, honest communication is your best tool. If doubts come up, talk about them. It's like turning on a light in a dark room all of a sudden. Things become more clear. Feel free to have these talks. They can help you connect in deeper, more meaningful ways. A conversation can turn a misunderstanding into a moment of clarity, but remember that it works both ways. You need to listen as much as you speak. This balance of speaking and listening produces a dance of words and understanding that makes friendship stronger in the end, is about making friends where trust is the base, not an afterthought. 3. Lack of social chances. Navigating through the complexity of contemporary life can be challenging. One might find a quiet truth. Not having friends isn't always about not meeting people. It's often about not interacting with the world around us, our phones. Our phones are buzzing with alerts, but our hearts long for real relationships. Think about this. Helping others by volunteering in your community isn't just a good thing to do, it's also a way to meet souls. 4. There is a lack of social skills among those who share your passions. Whether you're planting trees or organizing books at the library, every shared task is a thread that weaves you into the social fabric. These actions reflect a virtue that helps the greater good, and you find others who are on the same path. But let's not forget the power of shared knowledge and passions. Imagine walking into a room where everyone talks the language of your job or hobby. Workshops and talks about things you're interested in aren't just ways to add to your resume. They're also excellent places to meet new people and make friends. When you're with people who understand the details of your work or passion, it's simple to have talks. It's like finding your tribe, where professional growth and personal connections go hand in hand. Don't forget to use the outdoors as a social canvas. Hiking, biking, and group yoga aren't just beneficial for your health. They can also help you connect with others. Show off your wildflowers. These activities remove the formalities of typical social situations, allowing genuine connections to form. While you're out, appreciate the people and things that bring you joy. It's not about having a lot of friends, it's about cherishing the ones that make your life more interesting. This approach, which is based on simplicity and honesty, makes the search for friendships a fulfilling journey. 4. Not being good with people. Making friends doesn't just happen. It takes work and the right technique. Lack of social skills can be a significant factor. It's simple to forget about this in our busy lives. It can be challenging to make real friends when your circumstances change. Remember how Marcus Aurelius gently told us to love the people fate brings into our lives? That was a hint to take advantage of social chances, no matter how small they may seem. Start a conversation in a coffee shop, join a neighborhood club, or join online groups of people who share your interests. People build trust in each other through these small exchanges. Similar to a plant that requires water and sunlight, social settings also require these elements. It takes time and care for social skills to grow. Listening with purpose and understanding is a key part of building social skills. Being the one who listens sets you apart in a world where everyone craves attention. Don't just ask questions to answer them, ask them to understand them. Be genuinely interested in other people's stories. This change in focus from how others see you to how they really see you leads to deeper connections. Making people feel valued and heard is more important than impressing them with your wit or stories. Also, be able to handle the ups and downs of social situations with a calm attitude. It's okay if not every talk you start ends in a lifelong friendship. Every interaction is a step forward in your social journey, whether it turns into a friendship or not. The 6th. Changing goals or progress. Rejection is a normal part of human interaction, not a sign of how valuable you are. With each experience, you learn not only how to deal with others, but also how to handle the complicated web of human relationships with grace and strength. The quality of your friends, not their number, determines your worth. You take care of 5 different situations at times when not having friends in our lives can tell the story of the boy and the apple tree again. The story shows how our priorities change as we get older, and how we often drift away from links that were important to us as kids. Our friendships are like the tree's carefree days, but as we get older, like the boy, our focus shifts to what we see as essentials. When we strive to achieve our perceived needs, such as money, fame, or a place to live, we may overlook the friendships that once provided us with protection, akin to an apple tree. This shift in priorities is normal. It's part of growing up and changing. However, when we concentrate on obtaining our perceived needs, we tend to overlook our existing possessions. The boy only went back to the tree when he needed something, not understanding that it was a constant, helpful friend. Similarly, we often overlook the friends who consistently support us in our pursuit of success and stability. The result was a void that might have been filled with successes, but was missing real, heartfelt connections. Rebuilding or maintaining friendships requires effort, much like tending to a garden. It's not about big gestures, but about doing small acts of kindness over and over again. Reach out, initiate conversations, and support each other during both positive and negative moments. Remember that bonds take time to grow, just like trees. The tale of the boy and the tree demonstrates that friendship requires mutual care and attention. Avoid being the boy who only thought of the tree when he needed help. Instead, be the one who regularly values and cares for these connections. 6 objectives that change, or 7. Growing mentally and emotionally is important because our lives are always changing as we balance work, school, and personal growth. This shifting of goals can help or hurt friendships. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that is still important today, tells us to accept that life is always changing. Imagine that your life is a river that is always moving and changing its course. As you go through the rapids of job advancement or the calm waters of family life, your time for socializing naturally ebbs and flows. This isn't a failure on your part. It's just the reality of a fully lived life. Stoicism gives useful advice for these times of change when your days are full of meetings, deadlines, or family duties. It's tempting to try to keep up with a lot of friends, but Stoicism says quality over quantity. It's better to have a few deep, meaningful connections than a lot of shallow ones. Instead of avoiding people, this method focuses energy on what matters. By doing this, you respect not only your own time but also the time of others, building real, satisfying relationships. Being stoic means not accepting that your goals will change your friendships. Instead, you just need to understand and accept the natural flow of relationships. Could float away. Some people will stay or join you because of your new goals. Be brave and wise as you go on this trip. Remember that every person you meet, whether they stay for a season or a lifetime, adds something special to your life. Stoicism, lifestyle choices, and interactions can help you make meaningful friendships that fit your changing self. 7. Mental health. Often overlooked in the busyness of life, our mental health serves as a silent cornerstone in the structure of friendships. Stoicism, the philosophy of ancient marble and modern grit, helps us understand this. Not keeping your cool, but understanding what's going on in our minds when we're anxious or depressed. It's like trying to find your way through a social maze when it's dark. The Stoics instruct us to illuminate the darkness, not to eradicate it, but to discern a path through it, echoing George Carlin's observation that many people harbor a hidden cynicism. In outlook lies a disappointed idealist. This isn't about putting on rose-colored glasses. It's about realizing that our mental fights can cause walls to not come down. We create barriers that separate us from potential companions. Now let's get down to business. Quotations from Marcus Aurelius while sipping a latte are not the essence of Stoicism. The first step is to practice mindfulness. No, it's not a fancy word for daydreaming. It means being present in a world where attention is valuable. Giving a rare gift by being fully present in a talk is like giving money. It shows that you care, which is also friendship currency. Meditation isn't just for monks, it's for everyone who is busy with life. 10 minutes a day of meditation has benefits beyond your brain. It shows others that you value them. Because of this, clarity and calm. It may seem like a luxury to aim for peace and quiet in this always-on world, but that's what makes friendships last. Finding peace in the midst of chaos is what tranquility is all about. Having an anchor ensures you stay afloat during life's inevitable storms. Friends aren't just for sunny days. They're shelters in storms. By striving for inner calm, you become someone others want to turn to. Stoicism teaches us that this inner tranquility is possible through reflection and consistency. It's about being aware of our feelings. 9. Figuring out interest differences and not letting them control us. It means taking charge of our emotions, not being indifferent. When you master this, you become a beacon of stability in a world that is often uncertain. People naturally gravitate towards calm and understanding individuals. By working on your inner peace, you create an environment where friendships can grow without even meaning to. When you work on your mental health, remember that you're not only taking care of your mind, you're also planting the seeds for deeper, more meaningful relationships. There are 8 opportunities to cultivate a way of life. Life moves quickly. Pace often leads to a path where ties fade. While you're rushing to meet deadlines and complete tasks, the chair opposite you at the dinner table remains empty at the end of the day. It's not just about being busy, it's about what you value. Being silent makes us think about the choices we make. Are you spending your time on things that really matter? It can be enjoyable to think about this. Share. It means having the guts to turn down time wasters that don't meet your inner need for connection. Think of this way of planning your day. Shape it like a sculptor shaping a masterpiece. Each decision feels like a precision cut. Creating time for both relationships and tasks is crucial. Not making your day longer to fit more in, but shaping it wisely. If you choose people who share your values, your social time can be more enjoyable despite having less time. It's not just about having a lot of friends. It's about having deep relationships with them. Remember the Stoic art of balance? It's not just about splitting your time evenly. It's about putting it toward the things that really make life worth living. Think of your life as a mosaic, with each piece reflecting a different part of it. Hobbies, rest, and making friends. Each has a place. Your task is to arrange these tiles in a manner that creates a cohesive pattern. Getting it right requires a lot of thought and work, but the resulting picture of your life is not only beautiful, but also highly rewarding. 9 different interests. Different interests can be like musical notes, each one unique but part of a bigger melody. When interests meet, it's not just a misty note, it's a possibility. Unplayed connections create a symphony. Let's say you like rock music and your coworker likes classical music. Although there is a gap, there is also a bridge that is ready for crossing. Being calm tells us to see these differences not as problems, but as ways to reach bigger goals. It whispers. Find the harmony in discord. When we only focus on our own interests, we run the risk of creating a bubble that limits our worldview and our group of friends. By welcoming the different passions around us, we not only discover new hobbies, but also new relationships and points of view. Variety is often referred to as the essence of life. Stoicism encourages us to be curious and reminds us that everyone we meet has a world of experiences, ideas, and interests to share. If your neighbor is passionate about gardening and you're an avid gamer, don't simply nod and move on. Instead, ask them about their favorite plant. It's not about pretending to love gardening. It's about appreciating their passion and letting them see and respect yours. Remember, this is yours. This shared interest is a strong glue that holds people with different hobbies together. It's about realizing that beneath our interests and hobbies, we all share themes of excitement, dedication, and joy. Stoicism helps us find common ground in shared values and human feelings instead of just shared interests. Imagine a world where friends don't just like the same things as each other, but also value and understand each other's differences. In this dance of friendship, a sports fanatic and a reader can find something they have in common. They both work hard and love to learn. We can lead with an open heart and mind. making connections about who we are and what we can become together, according to Stoicism. We measure the depth of our friendships not by our shared experiences, but by our ability to embrace and learn from our differences. Stoicism involves knowing how to handle your emotions, not hiding them. Be willing to find friendships that make you feel good. If you liked what we talked about, please leave a thumbs up to help us reach more people who are looking for ancient knowledge. If you're new to this site, please subscribe and click the Notify Me button. Stay tuned for additional teachings on historical knowledge. We can't wait to hear from you. Tell us in the comments how you handle friendships, whether you're an introvert who likes quiet connections or an extrovert who loves the energy of a lot of different people. Your experiences are important to this community. If you don't know what to say, just tell us if you're an extrovert, an introvert, or an ambivert. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you in our next movie. Until then, select a movie from the screen to continue learning about Stoicism. Stay stoic and keep making those important connections.